What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Game 2 of the Dreamhack Invitational SemiFinals. This is a match between Dignitas and Liquid. If you have not seen Game 1, click that previous video button below. That would bring you right back to Game 1. But yeah, spoiler alert, Dignitas did take the best of 2 opener, or best of 3 opener, and Liquid, they beat Dignitas in the Western Dota 2 League Grand Finals, winning $2,000 more than Dignitas, winning $5,000 compared to Dignitas' $3,000. But they're looking on the verge of defeat, as Dignitas has been looking very, very strong since Snaking's been rejoined. Unfortunately for this game, I guess Dignitas, this was one of the games that Dignitas was DDoSed in, because KZZ and MSS are standing in for AUI and Fogged, who are 2 of the most consistent players on Dignitas. But still, the 3 of the main Dignitas people, Way Too Sexy the Captain, University Offlaner, and Snaking are in play here today. So I guess we'll find out very shortly. This is an AP remake, so I'll get right into the action. Of course, I think I already might have spoiled the results for you for the last game. I didn't know if I was going to cast that game, but I looked over this game. It looked pretty good. I figured I might as well cast it. But anyways, hopefully you guys just disregard what I said in the last cast. And anyways, I didn't really spoil the outcome of Game 2. You know, if there's a Game 3, we'll go on to it. It is a best of 3. And this is single elimination, so if Liquid loses, they are out of the tournament. And Dignitas will take on Alliance, aka No Time, during the Grand Finals, which hopefully I will be able to cover, hopefully with another commentator as well, whether it be Shredkid or Luminous. But anyway, introducing the side of Dignitas, we're going to have Way Too Sexy playing the Shadow Shaman, KZZ's playing the Clockwork Universe is playing the Darkseer, MSS, Mojo Stormstout is playing the Luna, as they might be engaging Liquid Bulba, approaching very, very close, and Snaking is going to be playing the Puck. Me on the side of Liquid, we're going to have TC playing the Gyro, Korok is playing the Storm, Fluff is playing the Rubik, Bulba is playing the Lightsteer, and IX Mike 88 is playing the Ogre Magi. Now, Ogre is an interesting hero these days. I know Liquid was saying, oh man, NTH jacked our strat when they picked it up in the Starlighter against Fnatic, or something to that effect. Maybe not jack the strat, but Liquid were experimenting with it, thinking of doing that strategy. But in this game, what will Ogre honestly Bloodlust? He can Bloodlust the Gyrocopter, Bloodlust the Nyx, but keep in mind Nyx Rage does dispel all positive buffs on him. Storm Spirit doesn't really benefit too much from Move Speed or Attack Speed, he just does a lot of burst and gets around through that. Rubik doesn't benefit too much from that. Of course, the Move Speed is always extremely valuable. And Gyrocopter, his fly cannon attacks, they do tick out after a certain number of attacks, so I feel like Ogre is just really picked just to sort of help solidify the support role. Again, this is an AP remake, so we cannot honestly tell what the bans and picks were, but Ogre, he's a tanky support, and I guess since they want to challenge the Trial of Dignitas, they want to have some sort of tanky support with the stun, and Ogre can definitely take that up. As right now we're going to have 2 stand-ins playing on side Dignitas in the Tri, and probably the most important lane in the game, so we'll see how Way Too Sexy can command this lane, and hopefully MSS can get the CS required, as he is going to be challenged by TC, and just judging by the Trine versus Trine matchup, Rubik, Ogre, and Gyrocopter, they do a lot of bursts compared to Luna, Shadow Shaman, and the Clock, who is really more of a controlling Trine, so good move by Liquid going with the aggressive Tron because they have a lot more lane presence, but interestingly enough, they did not block off the pull spot. I'm not too sure if Dignitas dewarded it or anything like that. Meanwhile, mid lane Snaking should have the advantage over Storm. Again, nobody's pulling because people are starting to realize the importance of Trine versus Trine, recognizing that the carries might need an extra regen from the supports, and most mid players are good enough that they can sort of survive not being pulled. And Storm versus Puck, I mean, it's all gonna go ball crowing anyway. And offlane Bulba versus the Darkseer. Darkseer should have an advantage. Keep in mind Bulba can steal a lot of life with his Feast, as well as dispel a lot of the Ion Shell damage on the back of his Rage, but still, you don't want to use Rage every time, and Darkseer will never be in trouble against the Lifestealer, because he has Surge. But right now you can see Universe just cutting off the creep wave, diving in between Toad Towers, and Dignitas is one of the few teams who still places very high priority on Darkseer, mostly because of Universe. His Darkseer is absolutely phenomenal, and even though Darkseer has not been seeing the best results as of late, Dignitas still are one of the few teams that teams really like to first ban Darkseer against, just because they know how spectacularly powerful Universe is on that Darkseer. As you can see, he's going to do a bit of wrestling against Bulba, and being that they're both Indian, some Indian on Indian action going right here. Meanwhile, Korok is going to be in the mid lane. No courier being upgraded yet for Liquid, so that courier going to be a bit slow. The support's not yet enough money to pick up that flying courier, but once I get about 10 more gold, Korok will be able to get his bottle, and Storm, having a bit more HP than Puck, can certainly stand lane a bit further, as Korok, using the Storm Spirit, this is one of his best heroes, going to throw down a lot of rest, and unfortunately for him, one of his attacks did miss uphill, and nice dodge by Snaking, dodging that out. And you can see the Dire actually placing Reserve Ward right here just to block off the post spot. And KZ gonna go into the trees. The Sentry Ward is gonna spot out. Nice recognition by Dignitas, and now they can pull. And this is a good creep to pull because these creeps, the Alpha Wolves, do so much damage that they will be able to wipe out pretty much at least 2 to 3 of the creeps of the wave if you don't go in for too many auto attacks. And that is indeed what Way Too Sexy is going to do. Going to pull it single because these creeps do enough damage. Unfortunately, this is a Siege Wagon pull, so they might not be able to get all of the creeps in this wave, the wolves that is. But still, the job is going to be accomplished. What they're trying to do is just pull out the lane so that Luna can get a bit more farm. In terms of lineup strength and weaknesses, as Snaking is taking a bunch of damage, Korok, one more hit would have meant the end of him. Korok escapes by the skin of his teeth. That's always a weird expression because teeth do not have skin, but I guess that's why it's an expression. Who knows, honestly, these weird idioms. As, oh man, Liquid gonna de-ward that ward and still block it off with this really covertly placed Sentry Ward. Wow, I've never seen that, but that's something else. As Dignitas do have a ward right here. Good thing that this ward does not stand out this ward, otherwise Dignitas would probably be very, very confused on what actually is going on. But yeah, Korok being beaten by Snaking a bit. In the last game, I guess, with SK, Snaking's Puck was not the most impressive, but it looks like he's stepped up his Puck game by a bit. As you can see, he's controlling the runes with the Illusory Orb, having more range and doing more damage than the Static Remnants, which can be spammed a bit more and have a lower mana cost, but still, Snaking able to get that flying courier up means more Bottle Crows, means he can control the runes and just overall have a good time. So, I mean, right now the laning phase is going in favor of Dignitas. They're going mid, they're winning top. Well, they're not really winning top, they're going even top, but Universe has been able to farm neutrals, whether it be in this area or just here and with Iron Shell, because a lot of the times he doesn't have to last hit any of the creeps. He can just sort of go to work. Or he doesn't have to contest his creeps for any last hits, he can just go to work and get every single last hit. But Bulba, his mission in this game is just to get farm and try to sort of get his items up, because Lifesteal will do a lot more DPS than the Darkseer early on. But in terms of lineup synergy, we have the Lifesteal Storm Spirit Bomb, which is very, very powerful, and Gyrocopter late game. That's pretty much it. I'm not really understanding the synergy of Liquid's lineup all too much. Beyond Dignitas' lineup, I think they have a bit more of a solid game plan. They have the Luna with Shadow Shaman, which can push in very early on with the Luna tower pushing Aura, and the Shadow Shaman Mass Serpent Wards, as Korok doing a lot of pressure to Snaking as he's going to bottle up. Still 2 more charges, so Snaking should be okay. They have the Vacuum into Dreamcoil into Cog combination. They have Eclipse, Vacuum. I mean, Darkseer with anybody just means that you automatically have some sort of synergy. And again, I'm not really too sure of Ogre's synergy. Of course, when Flathand's not on, Gyrocopter wants the attack speed, and I mean everybody benefits from the move speed. But actually, I expect deviating from the standard Ogre build these days. Usually when we see Ogres in competitive matches, we see the Fire Blast and Bloodlust being maxed and just skipping Ignite until Bloodlust has been maxed. But I guess in this game, he recognizes that, okay, we want to have a bit more DPS on our side. We want to have that slow. It's going to be quite useful as Way Too Sexy going to snag the Illusion away from Korok. Not the worst deal for Korok because he can Bottle Crow, but still annoying because he had to miss some experience while going for that rune. And it looks like he only missed, I think, 1 creep, if that. So it's not really the biggest deal for Korok. But yeah, I mean, Ogre's synergy in this game, it's really, really weird, because the attack speed won't be too relevant except on the Gyrocopter, and Gyrocopter won't be able to utilize the Flathand to the fullest. I mean, you can do a lot of bursts, but keep in mind Flathand does have a 20-second cooldown. So that could be pretty useful. The move speed, of course, very useful in terms of chasing, but there's a Darkseer on the other side, and again, Bloodlust and Rage is not really a good combination. When Rage is down, you can Bloodlust the Lifesteal and you can start going to work, and he'll be able to definitely benefit from the attack speed that he gets when he's not in the Raged form. But still, I mean, Lifesteal wants to have the tankiness that Rage provides, and he went for the phase boots build. Looks like he's going to go back into Armlet, so just wants a bit of move speed, not going for the treads build into Armlet, which gives you a bit more attack speed, a bit more survivability. Instead, going to go for a bit more of a chasing heavy build, which is going to be useful because, again, Darkseer can only really surge one target, but there's so many anti-lifestealer mechanisms in place. There's Clockwork with the cogs, there's Darkseer with the surge, there's Puck with his mobility. Only Luna and Xiaoshan will be super threatened, but so far Liquid controlling the bomb trial lane very, very impressively, just really shutting down the Luna. And you can see Gyrocopter definitely making the most of it, outfarming the Luna by 23 CS in this try. Even though there's no kills, usually in aggressive trial you want to make kills happen, but in this trial Liquid's just controlling it so well that this has got to be called a successful trial lane nonetheless. As meanwhile, Storm Spirit is able to escape on minimal HP just as I was taking a sip of water. Korok, only one charge left on the bottle, so we're going to see Universe guard the double danger, and he has a bottle himself, as Snaking used the Dream Coil, unable to pick up a kill. So right now the game is very passive, as is expected from American Dota, very passive, especially from these two teams, as, IX Mike approaching a bit carefully. Clockwork did not want to go in for the cogs. And meanwhile, we're going to see initiation. Oh, Snaking with the double danger, pulling Snaking into the tower, but the waning earth nicely timed by Snaking. Meanwhile, there might be engagement on the bottom lane. KZZ trying to get in position. We're going to see a teleport in by Universe. IX Mike is going to get caught by the cogs. Here comes the Rocket Barrage. IX Mike can't cast anything. Battery Assault, too good. Listen Beam does pick up the kill on IX Mike. Meanwhile, TC trying to run away. Shackle is going to hold TC in place. Here comes Bubble teleporting in. Universe going to be in loud trouble. Surges on cooldown, but Snaking is back into the heat of the action. Meanwhile, TC is there as well. And where is... Oh, the Ether Shock is going to pick up a kill on TC. Liquid on full retreat. Lucent Beam will be able to pick off Bulba. The Surge is coming in place. Meanwhile, we're going to see a teleport in by Korok. He's going to zip all the way to the bomb lane. Picks off Snaking. Going to go to work. Stars a lot of mana. Can he pick off Universe? Going to ball out. Gets the Overload charge. Picks off KZZ as well. MSS. Oh, going to get bursted down with the Overload. Korok so low in terms of HP. Going to bottle up as if his life depends on it. And it does. Fluff responds. Teleporting back in. Korok. Rampage. Damn. First Rampage I've ever cast less than 10 minutes in. What a play by Korok. As he teleported in pretty late to the party, but keep in mind he was dead. And it looked all really bad for Liquid because everybody on them were dead. It was 4-0 before Korok teleported in, and then Korok singularly got that, and Storm Spirit is, again, one of those momentum-based heroes. If he manages to get a large charges going, I mean, Korok is not one of the Storms who likes to go Bloodstone, but maybe in this game, since he got to such a strong start with those 5 kills, he might consider it. Instead picks up the agility tread, or the intelligence tread, so he's not going to go for Bloodstone. And Bloodstone doesn't really fit Korok's style. He likes to be super aggressive with the Orchid and really try to burst down. And against a Puck, you want to have that fast Orchid. Also against a Darkseer and the Shadow Shaman, fast Orchid will be incredibly useful. But Dignitas did get the first blood on Snaking the Puck, and even though they lost everybody, Snaking only about 400 gold away from that Blink Dagger, which it looks like he is rushing rather than those intelligence treads, as we're going to see IX Mike and Fluff roam and Snaking going to be caught out unawares. We're going to see the zip in by Korok's silence, but Snaking going to be held up in place. Nice chain stunts that are going to kill off Snaking. Universe is there just a bit too late. Vacuum wall, scaled the wall as he's going to surge one of his, or Ion Shell one of his illusions. Oh, the auto text by the illusion's almost enough. Are they going to surge in? Yeah, the illusion does get the last hit as Way Too Sexy will end up perishing for his foray into the dire side of the map. So stressful, these early game agents. I was like 8.5 minutes in, no kills. Pretty typical American Dota. Suddenly 13 kills in the past 2 minutes as we'll take a look at the death score. Oh, everybody's died once. So it's really difficult to say who has an advantage. I think Liquid, because their gyrocopter's free-farming for the most part. Luna is not. Luna's being doubled up and some. Storm Spirit has picked up 5 kills and 2 assists, and he's going to have fast Orchids. And again, Dignitas, they have a good teamfight lineup, but they are not having too good of a time in the early game, and I think Liquid's heroes this game can definitely take advantage of it. They have Lifesteal, they have Storm Spirit, and Gyrocopter's getting uninterrupted free farm. Even with the questionable synergy, with the levels and farms they've been able to pick up, they should be able to do quite nicely. As Fluff, level 6, we'll take a look at the levels really quickly. You can see, well, the levels for the most part are pretty much even. As Snaking going to be denied his Blink Dagger for a moment longer. That is unfortunate for Snaking. With that dagger, he could have potentially set up a team fight for his team, but now he's going to have to go back to farming for just a bit longer. And meanwhile, the question for me for Dignitas, where are they going to find the room for Luna to farm? She went for Treads as Tranquil Boots for Luna. Not really favored that much because of the Tranquil Boots nerf, because Luna relies on her move speed. She's very, very fast, but if she gets a hit a bunch of times, which she can do because she is very short-ranged and not that tank, she will be in the tension of a lot of these team fights, especially it's against a Gyrocopter with his ridiculous range. So Tranquil Boots not really fair these days. Going to go back to Treads, which is pretty much the Dota 1 build of going for Luna. But yeah, where is Dignitas going to find the room for Luna to get farm? Will they have to do a lane switch as Universe getting a lot of farm, Bulba picking up his farm as well? It's going to be up to Universe, and Universe is a very capable Dark, so they're going to have the mechanism finished up, as we're going to see Clockwork Initiate on IX Mike. Once again, IX Mike cannot cast anything. This is so unfortunate, as MSS going to take a lot of edge from Bulba. Korok is going to teleport in, Snaking, casting the Dream Coil, gets the silence on the Korok. Nice vacuum wall as Universe back into the fray. Dream Coil does pops. Fluff going to take a lot of damage as Fluff did manage to steal Dream Coil. Korok zipping all over the place like something that zips all over the place. Surge onto Snaking. Oh my god, my analogies. They are beyond shit-like. But good engagement for the Dignitas squad. They managed to take 2 kills to 1, and they killed off the 2 supports in exchange for one of their own, so definitely a victory. And they forced teleports, interrupting the farm of Darkseer. Unfortunately, TC did not teleport for Dignitas, so that's going to be unfortunate for them, because, again, TC is farming remarkably well at this point. And unfortunately for Liquid, TC got the tower into deny range, and that is going to mean minus 100 gold for Liquid for that tower. But TC overall must be pretty happy. He went for the Drums Treads build. What's he going to pick up next? TC usually likes to go for the Helm of the Dominator rush on Gyrocopter and stacks Ancients, but with the Liquid's aggressive lineup, Helm of the Dominator might not be the most suitable choice. It might be more prudent to pick up something like a Yasha or rush that BKB. And you can see with the Drums as well as the Strength Treads, the Gyrocopter has a lot of HP. Snaking whiffs the orb. I guess, oh, his Dream Coil was on cooldown until that exact moment, as you could see that little green icon was dark, and then it just timed out, but Snaking did not want to pursue the issue. It's always questionable for a squishy HP hero like Fuck engaging into a Gyrocopter who has a lot of HP at this stage, and if he picks up BKB he will have remarkable amounts, as TC just going to ship himself a salve, should be able to heal himself up to near full HP and should be okay. But yeah, TC probably gonna rush the BKB or the Yasha in this case. TC, again, usually likes to go for the Helm of the Dominator into stacking Ancient builds, but again, Liquid's lineup is so very aggressive. Storm Spirit, Lifestealer, definitely want to win early on, because Lifestealer can potentially get kited as the Universe gonna get picked up into the air. Call down, gonna be in place. It is gonna land as Puck with a beautiful Blink Dream Coil catching 3 people. Eclipse gonna rain hell upon the enemy time as Korok gonna get stunned in place. He's gonna zip back in, will pick off the Shadow Shot, and Bulba trying to get the heck out of dodge right now. MSS with that Eclipse, beautiful set by Dignitas as Korok looks like he will be able to escape, gonna scale out by the orb. Korok is pinned between a rock and a hard place. Keep in mind, you cut down trees with ball lightning, but they can just follow you through the cut trees. Korok, oh no, he's gonna give up a huge streak. Nice mana conservation, but you can't run from a Blink Puck. Wicked 6 streak going for MSS. That is so huge. Oh my god. As Bulba does pick up the tower, gonna do a bit of harass into Snaking, but that mega or wicked 6 streak being picked up by Luna, that might change the game for Dignitas. Not only are they going to keep Korok from getting that Orchid up, as he lost a decent amount of gold. I don't imagine he had too much unreliable gold. Yeah, his reliable gold. He actually did not lose too much gold at all. But Luna was shut down so hard, only 40 CS at this point, getting an additional, how much gold do you get from a Wicked 6 streak? Almost 600 gold from that, not counting that 250 gold you get from the kill. That is so significant. That gives you almost enough for an Ogre Code by itself. And Snaking going to work with this Puck, really showing me and SK, saying, my Puck, super awesome, your Puck, shit. And he'd be right, even though he has no idea who we are. But his Puck has really turned things around from the last time we saw his Puck. And it's been looking very, very scary. And suddenly Liquid put a bit on the back foot, and again, Liquid, I feel like, want to win the early game as, ooh, Bulba did go for the phase drums build. I don't know. I mean, I think in this game, with the Gyrocopter already having the drums, was it necessary for Bulba to pick up the drums? I'd rather Bulba go for a bit more late game DPS since it seems like Liquid not going to pick that up, but I guess he just finished the armlet. But yeah, double drums in this case. Phase drums on lifesteal, what you want to do is chase, get mid-game kills, but against a Darkseer, oh, the initiation on the Korok zaps him in place with the Ether Shock. They're going to pursue Bulba as well as Fluff. They do not have the Dream Coil online just yet. Snaking, how long is a cooldown? He just used it on the Storm Spirit, and Dignitas going to be on the pursuit. Fluff going to be in a lot of trouble. IX Mike not getting lucky with those multicasts. Step up your luck game. IX Mike is way too sexy once again, being a bit out of position. The call down gonna land on him, and here comes the Ignite doing a bit more extra burst damage. The Flat Cannon may allow Way Too Sexy to escape, or the Surge that is, gets the wards off. Here comes Snaking, vacuum into the orb. Fluff will get destroyed. TC gets sniped by the wards. Oh my god, what a bait by Dignitas as they managed to retreat back to the ward, snaking position himself so he could get a multiple person Ether Shock. The vacuum was cooling down the universe, masterfully placed into the puck, Illusory Orb, Waning Rift combination, and Liquid just got steamrolled, and this is the hallmark of Dignitas. They don't always have the best lanes, they don't always have the most spectacular lineups, they often pick very greedily, but their communication is top notch. Way Too Sexy has issues apparently. As we'll fast forward, we'll take a look at the early game golden experience graph, and keep in mind it probably hasn't fully updated as Dignitas have picked up 2 towers. Gonna be this experience graph, I imagine, will probably top around 6k once everything is said and done. And Dignitas on the back of the mid game team fights don't really care that their Luna has jack shit in terms of farm, puck, and Darkseer. What is good for Liquid is that they're only 6 kills behind. They have an early game on it, but they're still winning in terms of farm. And against an underfarm, the Gyrocopter will be able to seal the late game. But the mid game is where I'm really fearing for Liquid, because this mid game by Dignitas is quite scary. And Luna, on the back of some of those kills and the assist gold, has picked up the Ogre Club, gonna go straight into that BKB. Meanwhile, even though Way Too Sexy has died 5 times, still been able to pick up some bracers, a wand, and has 12 assists, definitely helping out with those Serpent Wards.
I'm over here.
Korok is gonna zip into place, trying to spot out somebody. They have the Life Store Bomb, Way Too Sexy. I want to see if he buys everything before he dies. Oh, no, he's gonna die. Usually sometimes supports buy a lot of shit before they die, but you only had 200 gold. Could have bought maybe another TP or, you know, Sentry Wards, but still. Wasn't really expecting that. I just wanted to see what he'd do before he died, because he was definitely gonna die.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Liquid trying to take the engagement or force the issue, trying to get some map control as Dignitas have ventured very far into Liquid territory, placing some pretty aggressive wards. One ward here, which means that they want to potentially push the bomb tower, since their bomb tower was previously taken. This ward, of course, will spot out this. Teleports into that tower, won't spot out the rune, but it doesn't really matter too much at this stage in the game. Meanwhile, the King snaking, 1800 gold in the bank, probably going to go straight for Hex, as sometimes Pucks go for the Orchid, sometimes they go for Force Staff, but I think in this game, with Storm Spirit not rushing that BKB, Puck wants to get the Hex ASAP, as we're going to see Dignitas smoke up as well. Liquid wards, I think it did spot him out. Yeah, they had the Sentry Ward as well as the Observer Ward, and that's why Liquid's playing so defensively. So this smoke gonna go to waste for the most part by Dignitas. Actually, Liquid gonna be initiated on. I think they saw this, not too sure they're being caught out. IX Mike Amelia gets destroyed. Here comes Korok as well as TC Eclipse, once again raining hell upon the enemy team. TC does get destroyed once again. It's going to be another 2-for-1 engagement. Snaking is just having no luck. Surging onto KZZ. Universe picks up a killing spree, and Korok will be able to escape, has a lot of mana, as Snaking trying to blink ahead. Yeah, Korok will be able to escape. No, going to get silenced and Dream Coiled. Korok should have just balled out so much further. That is a bit of a misplay on Korok's part, and Storm Spirit being in a lot of the kills and a lot of the action unfortunately means he's a high level, and high level Storm Spirit means that you're going to be dead for quite a while. Man, I don't know. Liquid, they should have seen it. They had a ward and a Sentry Ward. Keep in mind that when you smoke up, you don't see icons on the minimap, so they have to be looking right at this place before they saw Dignitas. So maybe they weren't looking on the map, but I don't know. Still something that Liquid should have probably noticed. And that's going to cost them a couple of kills. All they got was way too sexy once again, but he's already died like 8 times, and Dignitas have not missed a beat. And I think this is the moment where Liquid has to realize, okay, we can't force these engagements. We can't sort of roam around. TC 0-4 and 5, his 121 CS suddenly looking a bit underwhelming with his 4 deaths. And they have to farm up. They have not the best late game, as Liquid going to smoke up. Dignitas Ward did not scout them out. They were not in range. But the Sentry Ward didn't give him vision either. And Dignitas, yep, might be caught out unawares. That is a Liquid Sentry Ward, but Liquid pretty hesitant. I think they realized, yeah, they saw everybody in the neutrals for Dignitas, so they realized, okay, that would be a terrible situation. We're already behind. As we can take a look at the experience graph, we had around 6k gold and experience difference. But yeah, Liquid don't have the best late game, but they don't have the worst. And against a Luna, who's pretty much the only late game for Dignitas, it's not going to be that bad. So if I were Liquid, I'd play a bit more defensively. Try to save TC, because this poor guy, he's been farming. He dominated his Tron, but he's just been dying non-stop. They're going to do a tower trade. They're going to give up this bomb tower. They know Shadow Shaman has Mass Serpent Wards. Unfortunately for Liquid, that Shadow Shaman does have Serpent Wards, so they could potentially go for 2, but it seems like they want to defend their tower. Bulba gonna be forced to retreat, as the orb just gonna be used to push out the creep wave, and it's just gonna be an even tower trade. That tower a bit more important for Dignitas because that gives them a bit more Roshan control, as Liquid can't really teleport in from this tower anymore. But they still have 2 towers. Being on the dire side, they still have a Roshan advantage. Meanwhile, Korok gonna get caught out once again. Double damage. Korok throwing a lot of his early game lead to waste as the hook shot snipes Bulba from miles away, and Bulba will get picked off. The Infest Bomb was unsuccessful, and once again, Storm Spear as well as the Lifestealer getting picked off. And with the Mass Serpent Wards in place, this will mean another tower for Dignitas, and Dignitas getting all the momentum at this point in the game. And even though they have all of 60 CS on Luna, 24 minutes in the game, surprisingly enough, Dignitas 23-13 advantage against Liquid squad. And they have definitely mechanisms in place to push the base. They're going to 4-staff Ix Mike. Nice 4-staff. Who had the 4-staff? That was... I don't know. Who has the 4-staff? I thought I saw Ix Mike get pushed in. Oh, KZZ pushed Ix Mike in with the silence. Nice recognition, nice communication. They're going to pick off the middle tier 3. Can they go for the racks? They might be forced to retreat. They still have the Serpent Wards attacking a lot of the buildings, as unfortunately it seems like the Serpent Wards not in range of hitting the melee backs. Bulba might take a couple of pot shots. TC trying to get rid of the Serpent Wards, as I realize. Ooh, the homing missile. Yeah, Dignitas gonna back off. They have already expended their mechanism, and KZ does not want to stand to the flat cannon too much. Bulba trying to chase, but again, the drums build won't really help you too much against a Clockwork who has Surge on him. Universe just gonna Surge KZZ away. So Liquid backs against the wall. If they lose this match, they are out of the tournament again. Liquid Fluff, after dominating the trial and not being able to pick up too many levels, we'll check out the levels. You can see the Dire starting to fall behind greatly. The support's level 8. Meanwhile, Dignitas almost have level 11 on the Shadow Shaman. Those wards, increased damage will be quite useful in terms of bringing down buildings. Meanwhile, Korok, despite getting a Rampage, gonna get a very late Orchid, as he might get it in about a minute, but at this point, I think Dignitas, yeah, the HP on their heroes is quite high, and right now they're all sticking together. So he can't go for solo ganks. This Orchid can only be really used to disrupt team fights, and will even have it for the tower push. That's the question. He should have it. Ooh, he might. 775 for the Orchid, so 30 gold short. He won't have it for this tower push. And the last outer tower for Liquid will get disintegrated, and that means Roshan control firmly in the hands of Dignitas. They have all the outer towers. Have not placed any aggressive wards just yet, spotting out the movements. But yeah, no wards on way to KZZ, no wards either. But Puck picks up a 26-minute side device. You know, after Storm Sphere picks up a Rampage 9 minutes into the game, if Puck gets a dagger as well as a side device, you know you're going to be in trouble. But Liquid not out of it nearly just yet. They have finished the BKB on TC finally. And the hook in by KZZ does catch TC out of position. TC now caught in the cogs, but this isn't the worst position. But now he can't hit anything. Luna does get the kill on Storm Spirit. The wall is in place. Universe with the Shivas guard gonna go to work as Rubik and Gyrocopter successfully pick up a kill. Bulba will get destroyed as, oh, I expect charges in. Bravely does manage to kill off Snaking, getting a huge killing spree. I'm not too sure. Oh, Liquid, they stole the wall of replica. Beautiful play by Fluff. Second time this game he's stolen a big major spell, as that wall certainly helped them. And Liquid, surprisingly enough, won that team fight as TC. I think the most important thing is that TC survived. He did not die for once, and TC surviving is absolutely huge. He's been dying non-stop, and in the late game, they're going to rely on TC. Bulba will not be that useful against a Clockwork as well as a Darkseer. And Liquid, they were fighting against the Hex, they were fighting against the Darkseer Shivas Guard, they were fighting when the Gyrocopter could not splash all of his damage, despite being isolated in the cogs. But still, those cogs might have ended up helping the Gyrocopter in the end. So Liquid showing that they still have a lot of bite left in them. The fortunate thing for Dignitas is that the Luna did not die. As you can see, the experience graph gonna dip down, gold draft gonna dip down as well.
Thanks.
And Ogre showing that he's quite a good mid-game support just because he's so tanky. Other supports definitely not as tanky, but Ogre with 8 armor, 1200 HP with only a bracer, can, if he gets 1 or 2 melt to cast, he can pretty much do the DPS of his supports, as he actually only got 1 point to ignite, 3 points into Bloodlust, so going back into the Staring build. And Dignitas, are they going to force the issue? They're all grouping up to mid, but they don't have the Serpent Wards, and they don't have the Luna Eclipse. They will have the Serpent Wards up in a couple of moments, but I don't think they should go for this push. They are going to look for a pickoff onto Korok, but Korok just, again, getting the heck out of there. The Clockwork Rocket Flare will spot out Korok's movement. Ooh, Korok dodging out of the vision of the Rocket Flare and just going to ball out of there. So, a little bit of wasted time for Dignitas, but again, stopping Korok as well as Bulba from farming up. Taking a look at this, 8-1-11 on the Luna, but she has like 70 CS, 90 CS, dang. Picking up that farm exponentially, as meanwhile you can see the support's suffering quite a bit. IX Mike 177, 3, 8, and 19 up on Fluff, or on Way Too Sexy, but 19 assists on Shadow Shaman, definitely not too shabby. It's TC, oh, pops to the BK, gonna be pushed out of the cogs for a bit. Here comes the wall by Fluff and stuff? Was that Fluff's wall? I'm not too sure, but Bulba does get the puck, and Bulba gets the Shadow Shaman as well. All Havoc is breaking with KZZ, trying to go to work. Here comes the Universe vacuum wall combination. But Fluff and stuff saying, my wall is greater than yours, Universe, as Universe will get his life cut short as Liquid with a lot of momentum on their side. Korok trying to go to work on KZZ, does get the pull off. Oh my god, Liquid, they're making the comeback, and they are making it spectacularly. Once again, Luna is the sole survivor, but Dignitas, all they got was an Ogre in that exchange. What the heck happened? I guess, I mean, I don't know why Dignitas like have no wards on the map at this point. The support's getting pretty tanky in terms of HP. Yeah, Way Too Sexy. I guess they want to win very soon because they had such a big advantage. They're going for all out tankability items and items that can give them as much bang for the buck. But the lack of vision definitely caught them, as Liquid with the sword was able to approach them very confidently, got a pretty good wall by Fluff, and really split off the approach of Dignitas from reinforcing. And once again, TC prematurely forced to pop BK, but he has a Demon Edge, gonna go for the MKB, and that Aegis up on the Storm Spirit will be very useful, as he's faced the Orchid and now starting to make his way towards Hex. So this game is really weird. Storm Spirit picked up a Rampage, and then suddenly Liquid starts to lose. Puck picks up a Hex, Universe picks up a Shivas, and then his team starts to lose. This is a very, very odd game. And Dignitas taking a look at the golden experience graph. Oh, the experience graph is going to favor Liquid in about a couple of seconds once that graph fully updates. And it's not like Clockwork gets better as the game goes on. Shadow Shaman definitely does not get better as the game goes on. Hex will always remain relevant. Puck's burst damage won't get better as the game goes on. They're going to have to start relying on Luna. But Luna, unfortunately, has not been able to get the CS, has not died. That has definitely helped her quite a bit. But you can see she's actually the 5th highest farmer in the game on the primary farmer. Very, very scary thoughts for Dignitas. And suddenly Liquid saying, let's get this to game 3, guys. But TC, ooh, gonna get hexed. He doesn't have Aegis. Keep in mind, blinking by the puck, the walls, raining havoc all over the map. 2 kills being picked up by Dignitas, and Fluff will get his life ended once again. Storm Spirit with Aegis zipping all over the map will end up executing Wave 2. Universe should be able to survive. Korok double damaging. He doesn't have enough mana, and he doesn't probably want to suicide his Aegis. It's gonna be a 3-for-2 victory. Luna for a Gyrocopter. They killed the Ogre as well as the Rubik, as more importantly, they got the wall away from the Rubik for once. So, overall, good victory. And whose gem was that? Ooh! Snaking kills the gem. No, Boba does manage to pick it off. Gets the Orchid on him. Snaking, trying to get the gem destroyed. Unfortunately, Boba noticed it, got it. The bait was in place. Korok with the Orchid zipped in, and that fight in the end did favor Liquid. The 2 semi-carries, Lifesteal and Storm Spirit, did manage to survive. And the Aegis was not even expended. Meanwhile, Luna gonna spend some time in the fountain thinking, what should we do now? So Liquid down by 7 kills. Right now, I think the momentum is fully on their side of the map. Storm Spirit, after that rampage and after a couple of feeds, suddenly almost 5k gold in the bank, can pick up the Hex very, very soon in about, oh god, 1400 gold, I think. Yeah, around 1400 gold. We will have the Hex. Around 1200 gold right about now. And even though Lifesteal is not the best late game carry against this lineup, where's the physical DPS going to come from? There is a lot of mobility where Lifesteal can't really click, but it's not like Shadow Shaman Clockwork will be able to burst down the Lifestealer. So it's going to be tricky. That bash definitely going to work in that last engagement. I think he got a couple bashes onto Universe, and it's snaking in the end. And TC gonna clear off some ancient stacks. And I think Dignitas really suffering the wards. Not on their side of the map. Really could not get a proper warding job done. But they are definitely by no means out of it. They still have Darkseer, who is 10 forward 11 with a Fish Shivas guard. Is gonna go into the Aghanims. And Aghanims in this game, well, not really the best physical DPSers, but because Gyrocopter won't be able to splash, Lifesteal won't be able to feast, Storm Spirit doesn't really care about physical DPS, but still, I mean, 140% amplified of this attack damage is quite significant. As Luna gonna be getting that Mantis out on lock in a couple of moments. TC gonna add that MKB in about 400 gold, and Liquid definitely do not feel a pinch. This isn't gonna be a rapier or anything like this, because I think at this point Liquid feel very comfortable in the position. They've been able to reverse the fortunes. They've won the last 2 or 3 team fights rather convincingly, and well, the last team fight not so much. It was 3-for-3, even though I do feel like Liquid won at the end because their 2 semi-carries did survive, even though Gyrocopter did end up perishing, as Korok gonna zip in, trying to spite out somebody, and will be unsuccessful in that regard. I wonder if Bulba gives Infest or the Gem Vision in his Fest, or if he gave the gem to Fluff. I think Bulba still has the gem. He's gonna zip in, silences KZZ, but Korok recognizes that, okay, can't really go for it, just gonna back off, and Liquid gonna climb a bit back in terms of gold department. Where is the gem? Is it back at the base? I guess it's on the courier. Yeah, it's on the courier. So they don't want to lose a gem. Ghost Scepter being hit by KZZ going to be very important against Leicester as well as a Gyrocopter. Dignitas starting to get the items in place to really combat a lot of the physical DPS, but still, they gotta worry about the Storm, who pumps out a lot of magical DPS, and they gotta worry about Luna, who's not that tank and won't pick up anything on Ghost Scepter, so Gyrocopter and Leicester can go to town on her regardless if she pops the BKB or not. Gyrocopter with the finished MKB, dishing out insane amounts of DPS. You can see the golden experience graph getting a bit iffy for Dignitas at this stage in the game. Very, very odd, as KZ gonna get some stacking going. They finished the Aghanims up on Universe. What items are they saving up just now? Snaking or Way Too Sexy? I don't know why I call Way Too Sexy snaking. I've met Way Too Sexy in real life. He's like the nicest guy I've ever met. But he has the gem on lock, has a lot of HP, but he's still been dying left and right. Just the unfortunate perk of having a slow, squishy support hero. No matter how tank you get, you will end up perishing in a lot of these engagements. Meanwhile, Abyssal Blade finished up on Bulba. Ooh, that is intense because now Luna can get locked through place and through the BKB before. Liquid had no spells that can go through the BKB. I mean, Dignitas don't either, but they have cogs, which can help isolate. But now Liquid, since they have a lot of physical DPS, if they manage to lock Luna in place through that BKB, that'll be hugely significant. As Liquid gonna group up, they don't have the Aegis up on the Storm anymore, so it seems like they're gonna go for the issue. Ooh, I love this item on Korok. He picked up the BKB. No buyback, but this BKB will mean that I can roam in completely freely. Way too sexy. Gonna get isolated. Here comes Hook in by Casey. Gets a beautiful two-man cog. Leister does manage to kill off Way Too Sexy. Vacuum wall. Oh, Havoc is raining loose. It seems like Puck dies, buys back. Storm Spirit will... Ooh, Liquid seems like they've gotten back into the fight. I don't really know how to commentate this fight. It's super scary. TC doesn't want to run back into the wall, but the Dream Call gonna catch up IX Mike as... Snaking with that buyback, going to work. Universe will end up perishing. Korok gonna be back on the assault. Meanwhile, Luna is still in the back lines. They're gonna try to kill off the wards, but the ward's doing so much work. Oh, Snaking with a beautiful pick off. That buyback by Snaking, so clutch. The Universe wall illusions. And Liquid get wiped. What the fuck is going on in this game? I am so confused. This game.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
There's the gem, guys. Gem. Well, long live the king. As Liquid said, long live the king is dead. Snaking replied, long live the king, as he bought back, and that puck, man, those were some huge plays. And oh my god, didn't even notice the creepy clothing was pushed to such a location. And since IX Mike is the only one to survive, they will lose a Rex despite losing a team fight on Dignitas' side of the map on the farthest lane possible. Oh my god, if Dignitas get a Rex in this, that'll be so unfortunate. IX Mike gonna get hexed, and he's gonna get cogged and battery salted in place. Can't cast any spells. TC back into the fray. Way Too Sexy gonna get hexed off, and TC's gonna get netted, and Silence gonna get shade stunned. But where's the DPS gonna come from? MSS finally back into the fray. Dream Call. TC finally puffs a BKB, but Liquid have the BKB. TC does manage to kill off Clockwork. They defend the racks, but still, they did lose engagement. Fluff and IX Mike once again died, and suddenly Dignitas experience is going to be on their side of the map, as Korok looking for some retreaters, sensing that perhaps Dignitas would be farming their jungle, will be disappointed to see nobody. This game, it is literally a roller coaster. It's just like the big whoop, the big ascent, and then suddenly but I mean, that was the best analysis you could possibly have hoped for. Just me making stupid bullshit 5-year-old noises. But still, that's how I feel like in this game. It's just made my brain absolutely melt. Can't believe at 9 minutes in the game I said, oh, American Dota, boring Dota. Or American Dota, you know, passive Dota. You know, I mean, 56 kills, or 66 kills in 39 minutes. It's a pretty healthy amount of kills. Taking a look at the items, keep in mind in these last engagements, Luna has not died. She's picked up the Helmet Dominator, and I just want to see how much gold she has in the bank. 100 gold. She finished the Mantis Style. Did she always have the drums? I'm not too sure. I don't know if she had the drums, because Dignitas did not have drums on their side of the map. As Dignitas gonna smoke up, Korok could be in a little bit of a tricky time, but just gonna zip on out of there. Nice recognition by Korok. Did not have any vision, but hey, nobody's throwing bottom lane. I wonder where everybody is. They could be smoke ganking me because I'm the only one on the map. And Dignitas is probably going to have to push out bottom lane, and still, only one Roshan has been claimed. The Aegis has respawned. Liquid do have an advantage because they are on the dire side of the map, but Clockwork Hook or Clockwork Rocket going to scout out, and Bulba going to be dissuaded from going in, but Dignitas going to have to clear up this wave. This is a massive wave, and with 4 or 5 range creeps, keep in mind range creeps do additional damage to the melee creeps, or they should. I don't know if they still do that in Dota 2. I mean, Rocket is all well and good, but they're still going to take quite significant damage from the tower. Or to the tower. No, Dignitas, I guess they don't really care. The Rocket should be good enough.
Dire's middle barracks are
Meanwhile,
under
Liquid
attack.
they have not won a team fight in the past couple engagements. Bulba trying to work his way towards the AC. TC unable to pick up any items. Meanwhile, Universe 2K Golden Bank might be able to go towards the Hex relatively soon, and since TC's BKB charge is down to 5 seconds, that Hex could be quite important. Korok, 9-second BKB still in place as the Rocket Flare still scout out Liquid. I think Liquid engaged right as the Rocket Flare was about to end. You can see another Rocket Flare is in position, but the damage being pumped out by Liquid is quite immense. Dignitas looking to engage as Roshan will get killed. Storm Spirit does get the Aegis puck, will initiate. Here comes Clockwork, does isolate TC. TC doesn't have the Aegis. If he dies, that could be a huge amount of DPS. Here comes Eclipse raining havoc all over the place. Ogre Magi does get destroyed. Shadow Shaman gets obliterated. Bulba forced to retreat. Luna putting in so much deeps. The DPS by Luna absolutely immense. And this is why you don't want to fight Roshan against a Darkseer. In the end, it's a 2 for 2. Oh, they killed the Storm Spirit in his Aegis. It's a bit iffy. But Storm Spirit gonna zip back in, snaking. And the gem. Picks up the gem. So overall, that fight favored Liquid just because they got the Roshan, they got the mix of extra Aegis Gold, and they got 3 kills. Meanwhile, Dignitas, it could have gone worse. They didn't lose either of their 2 main sort of semi-carries in the form of Luna or Darkseer. They managed to kill the Aegis, and that's pretty much it. They're still maintaining the kill lead. They're still, well, gold lead's dipping down, experience graph, the roller coaster back into effect. So I don't know, this game too close for comfort. But TC, I think the important thing is that TC has not been dying. Luna has not been dying, but still TC seems like he's been able to get his farm going for the most part. Yeah, almost 300 CS compared to Luna's 187. And Dignitas have lost a couple gems, so that is going to be very, very annoying for them. Unfortunately, the supports for Liquid quite squishy. You can see the supports on Dignitas definitely pimped out, so they'll be able to contribute by dropping all the spells if the BKB or the Rage are not on. But the problem is that BKB and Rage are always on, and 5 seconds, even with tanky supports, is more than enough time for the carries to go to work. But Liquid gonna gear up for the tier 2 tower on the top lane. Meanwhile, Dignitas gonna group up for the middle barracks. The middle barracks still have not regen up all too much HP, still very low. And Liquid forced to defend it. They do have the glyph in place, but still, do you honestly want to risk it against a Luna? That's what I thought. Snaking's got a Ghost Scepter. And Dignitas, seems like they just want to get some map control, warding up wherever they can find possible MSS, the illusions of Luna, will just be able to tear through those buildings. But just going to be used to scout out Liquid's positioning, as those very hasty illusions will spot out, and Liquid sensing that no Dignitas, or Dignitas sensing that Liquid are not in position to defend the middle barracks, getting a bit more maneuvering into that middle area. This is such a tense moment. I honestly can't really say who has the advantage. Do they have buybacks? Bulba does not have buyback. TC does. So Liquid should have the advantage if they fight the base. Storm Spirit does not, but the fact that TC has buyback should mean that they have a slight edge because they can't reinforce. I mean, Dignitas can't reinforce after they died, even if they do have buyback. But again, it's going to rely on the wall. Korok going to initiate on with Bulba, going to initiate onto Snaking. Snaking, can he survive? He will end up dying, and Korok is back onto the assault, going to get hexed up. Dire's fortified their structures as the illusion's going to work. TC does manage to clean them up. It's going to be a puck for a glyph. I think Dignitas are okay with that trade. They didn't risk any big spells. They didn't risk wall, Dream Coil, or anything like that. If Puck doesn't have buyback, then they're definitely not going to be... Ooh, Puck does not have buyback. Okay, Dignitas, not okay with that trade anymore. If Puck had buyback, maybe Dignitas have been okay with using Glyph for a Puck death. And also, that's going to give Bulba a bit more gold. He's starting to get to that buyback status. Dignitas could be in a bit of trouble, as what is that item? That is going to be a Satanic for the Gyrocopter. He is going to be so difficult to bring down. And Dignitas suddenly, I think they're losing. It's not looking good for the former bottom squad. Maybe it's the 2 stand-ins. But it is incredibly difficult pushing in against a Clockwork with the Cogs, the Rocket Flare, and Darkseer, to say the least. So Liquid, not too sure how they can break the base. They're going to rely on Storm Spirit, but how they get vision, you can see the Liquid board immediately getting picked off, and the Mantas style illusions with the Ion Shell just going to push Liquid away. So honestly, Liquid going to have an issue breaking the base when everybody on the side of Dignitas is alive, or at least 3 of them are alive. But Liquid have to be pretty content on how the game's going. They've managed to overcome a huge deficit and have evened up the gold. The experience graph is well into their favor. Oh my god, 12k advantage. Checking out the levels. Oof. The supports, it doesn't really matter, but the carries, they've been able to get a lot more levels of stats. Unfortunately, you know, it doesn't really matter too much for the carries because they got to spend a lot more on gold on buyback. They're going to be dead for longer. I think levels don't really matter too much once it ever gets past level 16. But still, the extra points into stats definitely going to help out the Liquid heroes in terms of surviving and pushing out a bit more DPS. Dignitas once again looking to get some map control, getting the rockets in place, using that gem to potentially try to spot out a ward. But Liquid, again, their glyph is on cooldown. And the last engagement, they didn't use the wall. I think the last time Liquid fought against the Aghanim's wall, they got destroyed on that top lane. Because the Aghanim's wall by Darkseer definitely put in a lot of work. He saw Bulba running for his life against those measly illusions. So if Dignitas engage with the wall, they still should have a pretty solid shot. Again, the stable teamfight Dignitas is still there. They have the vacuum, coil, cog, wall combination. The only problem now is that they have to deal with some BKBs and a Satanic. And I think the Satanic could be what tips the fight in Liquid's favor. If TC is able to get himself back up to full HP, it's going to be very difficult for them to stand their ground. Luna gonna pick up that Eagle Song, gonna have it shipped towards her. She's going all out. She's gonna get the full-on Eagle Song, and I don't think Dignitas plan on farming until Luna has buyback. Maybe they do. Aegis is gonna respawn in about 3.5, 4 minutes, but still, MSS, well, she got 500 of her gold back from those creeps, so maybe she will have enough for buyback. But I think she wants to get that all-out butterfly. Won't really matter too much against TC, but against Bulba as well as the Storm Spirit, who does respectable right-click DPS on his own part, it is going to be quite important. Meanwhile, Clock, no item progression. Wave 2, no item progression either. Puck, no item progression. They've been dying. TC, spanking up gold for buyback, as is Storm. Fluff, not enough for buyback just yet, I don't think. Nope. Bulba has enough for buyback. Mike probably doesn't. So Dignitas seems like they're a bit... I think they're... well, they are definitely losing if you look at the graphs and the levels. But again, the teamfight set for Dignitas seems a lot more easy. Liquid's initiation banks on the fact that Dignitas is caught out unawares, and I would imagine Snaking will allow such an easy initiation on himself, like Korak was able to execute in that last engagement. Meanwhile, what will Dignitas do with the Luna? As Korak is going to zip in with Bulba, they're going to get way too sexy, and now Universe is on the retreat. He's silenced, but he can get the Surge online. He's going to get Abyssal in place. Here comes the Eclipse. As the Clockwork Hook, the Shivers Guard Universe will get popped, but Storm Spirit does get demolished as well. IX might going to take a huge chunk of damage. Snaking will get a nice Dream Call, and it seems like Liquid are going to lose this team fight. What the heck? Darkseer bought back, teleported in, surged. Man, that was such a messy team fight. I kind of want to watch it again. I have to remember that. 53, maybe? But Liquid just got absolutely demolished. So let me just think what happened in that team fight again. Okay, Storm Spirit zipped in, got way too. Got the silence off onto Universe, or Abyssaled him. Universe was unable to cast the wall or anything like that. And then Snaking with the disruption. Yeah, it was Liquid fighting in such a close proximity area. And the Glaives, the Snaking, all of his spells were able to get everybody. And at that point, since they were going to Universe, I think TC as well as Bulba used their BKBs, or their pseudo BKBs, and that was what cost Liquid the team fight. So, yeah. A bit of over-aggression by Liquid, and that is going to give Luna enough gold for Butterfly. But Aegis is online. What's unfortunate for Liquid is that they don't have buybacks, so if they die in the Roshan, they can't reinforce it. So if Dignitas wait the next team fight, I mean, only Universe bought back. Did Puck buy back? Puck did not buy back. For Dignitas, Universe and Universe, that's it. Universe is the only one inside Dignitas who bought back. So, yeah, Liquid, if they lose a couple of their main heroes in this Roshan engagement, they could give up the Aegis and lose their racks all in one fell swoop. That could be absolutely disastrous. But Liquid definitely not losing their composure. Unfortunate for them because they were saving for buyback. Don't really... TC, what item is he gonna go for? Might have to pick up something like a Crystallis if he sells his wand. I think Talisman Invasion could be quite useful as well, but Luna's the only major physical DPSer. Keep in mind, Puck does do over 200 damage in terms of right-click himself. As here comes Surge on to Way 2. He's going to look for a Hex. Korok does get the BKB infested by Bulba. They are going to lift up on Way 2 Sexy. I don't know if they want to focus him once again. They always focus Way 2 Sexy, and you can see MSS going to go to work with those Lunar Glaives bouncing all over the place. And Bulba trapped in the wall, fighting his solution, as well as the Liquid squad. Man. Way 2 Sexy, if you keep Initiate on him, he's going to be more than happy to say, alright guys, come kill me, come at me, please kill me, please leave my teammates alone. So a bit of improper focus firing. I mean, it's all well and good to kill off the Shadow Shan because he has Hex, and Serpent Wards, and the Shackle, but still. There's a Puck and a Darkseer. At this point though, oh, Darkseer had a BKB, oof. He just picked it up and used that in the last engage so they couldn't focus it down. Wow, Dignitas in one fell swoop. Keep in mind, Korok and Bulba don't have buyback as MSS going to work on these middle barracks. Will rotate to the top barracks, and Liquid will lose both of their, well, at least lose 2 sets of racks. Could potentially lose all 3. TC gonna get initiated on. Ooh, Fluff stole the Surge, trying to Surge TC out of there. TC is gonna be safe for now. The Glyph is gonna be expanded. KZ just buying some time, willing to trade his life for Dignitas to pick up the second set of racks. IX Mike getting bursted down by these guys trying to go to work. No multicast for IX Mike. This Ogre luck has not been on his side. And here comes Snaking. TC trying to right click away the Ghost Scepter. KZ will end up getting demolished. Snaking gonna get hit by a couple of Blackhand shots. The missile gonna chase him down to the end of the earth, but Phase Shift and the Blink Dagger should be in place. Vacuum in by Universe as IX Mike gonna be pursued. Ooh, the turnaround by Snaking. They're gonna kill off TC. TC does not have buyback, and I think this might end up being GG in one fell swoop. Dignitas. Wow, what an exciting game. What a game. One of the better American Dota 2 matches I've cast in a long while. I mean, I don't know, all the matches that Liquid and Dignitas seem to play are always really good. Oh, it might not be over just yet, as they kill off Snaking, but Bulba gonna be driven away those illusions, and the Luna just hurt too much. Korok being driven away as well, and Dignitas gonna go for the jugular, and that is gonna be the end of the game, as the GG is gonna be called. Liquid gonna get eliminated from the Dreamhack Invitational by Dignitas. I just want to go back to that team fight really quickly. 53, I think. As I hope you guys do not mind too much. Alright, gonna see Liquid smoke up. Slow it down. Okay. They initiate onto Way 2 Sexy. Universe gets silenced, and KZZ running the fuck out of there. MSS not in position. The Abyssal is in place. Rocket Flare Eclipse. Ooh, no BKBs used, and the hook. Oh wow, the hook and the Eclipse. That was what did it, because Korok didn't pop the BKB, and the hook, keep in mind, has such a long stun duration. Luna pretty much going uninterrupted as Fluff got the hook in onto Snaking. The Universe gonna buy back. TC already uses Satanic and will get picked off, so it wasn't even Universe buying back, it was the hook as well as the Luna. What a play by Dignitas. So hopefully you enjoyed that game. I certainly did. That was definitely one of the better matches I've seen in a long moment. But thanks for watching, everybody, as final score screen. Final score screen. Radiant victory. But it's going to be Dignitas versus No Tide Hunter, aka Alliance, in the Grand Finals of the Dreamhack Invitational. I have been B-Ballin. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.